Alright, so we're back in Wisconsin. If you've been following our videos at all lately, we've been dealing with a whole bunch of nonsense with these here units. It's a 16 by 64, 5 axles. When we got to her, she only had 4. We put an extra one on. We were able to make it about 20 miles down the road before the center axle there ejected the tire. The tire dribbled under the house, shot up about 20 feet in the air, came down, wrecked Dana's rooftop sign. And so we got me off to the, what was it? We just went to an off-ramp that day. And she turned around, went and got her sign and everything. Everything was all right with that. We got to still figure out a way to get it back on there. I'm going to have to rebuild something. But they've put 5 brand new axles under there. I'll show you guys real quick. Brand new. Look at that. Fancy. But we're going to get this one hooked up, get it down to the north side of Chicago. But first things first, I got to get Dana's car unhooked from the big truck, get it started, get it warming up. Then I'll back onto the house and we'll start flagging up, getting the lights on and banners and all that happy, joyous activity. And then we'll get on the road and be done with this project. I cannot wait to be done with this project. It should have been only a 2.5, 3 day project that turned into like a 4 or 5 after axles and wheels and shuffling and this and that and what I mean, you name it, it happened with this load. But it's not leaning anymore. I'll throw a picture in there to show you what it was doing when we first got to it, but now it's not leaning. So we'll get it hooked up and we'll get her on the road and we'll get it done. And then we'll be done with it. And I cannot wait. But stick with us. Come along for the ride. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get the boss's car topped up because she's kind of having a slow morning today. So we'll go ahead and get her filled up, get her windows nice and cleaned up for her. Kind of wish I had a little extra time too, because I got a blue beacon truck wash over there. My truck sure is dirty, but we'll deal with that another day. So much for washing the windows. They had no fluid in the window washer receptacle, what do you call it, little bucket thing. I'm gonna run over to the diesel island. How did I even get down there after that? But anyhow, that's the one thing that'll tick off a truck driver quickest is if you pull up to get some fuel in your truck and you got messy old windshield, been getting stones and salt and snow and slush and you name it thrown at it for hours on end. Let's see if they got some washer fluid over here. I bet they do, because like I said, it's just crazy if they didn't. So we'll find out here in a second. Well, Petra, you screwed up today. There is no washer fluid anywhere. They do have a blue beacon, but it has got a line up at it. Well, I can count at least 2 of them. There's probably a third one around the back side of the building. Takes about 20 minutes per wash, so you're looking at almost, you'd probably be in and out maybe an hour, but I don't know. I'm not going to take that kind of time today to get the truck washed. We went through a pretty heavy rainfall the other day, so it kind of got some of the grime off, but there's nothing like having a clean, shiny truck. But I'm just going to go ahead and park back here next to the house, Dana's car. It's running like a champ today. Had a little bit of a scare yesterday. I went to turn it on, and it didn't really want to run right. And I went out to our pole barn unit to go collect the tools to put back into the truck, and she was just chugging and chugging and chugging. I shut it off, turned it back on, installed, didn't want to stay running, just chuggy. Plugged the OBD reader into it. Turned out the cam sensor wasn't speaking to the crank sensor quite right, and so it just wasn't driving. It could have been a timing type issue, but it's got a chain on it. Chain hadn't slipped. It's just, I guess, these Colorados, particularly the 09s through, I guess, the second gen, which would have been like 08 to 14 or 12 or something. They're about the worst for it. People will literally have a brand new truck and they were having that crank issue, so I don't know. But either way, the truck's running great, so your truck's running like a champ.
Good deal.
Good deal. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to back on, get all our lights out, and then I think we still got a little bit of time before we can actually really move the truck. I gotta get 10 hours off on the old E-log. Truck could run paper logs because it's got an old motor in it, but the company wants us to run these E-logs, which is good because it keeps us on the straight and narrow, but it does mean we have to wait till the exact moment that the law says, all right, you've had enough rest. Does it look like I'm freaking tired right now? I could go drive another 12 hours and it wouldn't bother me one bit. But Uncle Sam says I gotta wait probably like another hour and 12 minutes before I can be awake enough to drive. So that's what we're gonna do. I do a horrible job at backing myself onto these things, but since Dana's still getting ready, I thought I'd give it a try. Let's see how close I got. Some days I'm okay with it, only off by like maybe a couple inches. Other days I'll be like 2 feet over to the wrong side or completely miss the ball entirely. That's actually pretty darn good for me. Now we're gonna crank her the other way with the power steering pump. Doesn't like to work unless I'm moving along the road, so let's see. I still don't think I'm gonna have it, but we'll see.
I thought.
We'll see. We'll go take a look. We'll go check. Holy smokes! I just about got her. I did. Now if we lift her up, nope, she's gonna slip off. So I just gotta bring it back just the tiniest bit, and she'll just slip right on. We'll feel it if it slips in too, because we're just gonna crank the tire to the left and see if we feel it clunk on. I don't know.
Felt something.
I felt something too. I'll take a look. Let's see if I got it. We'll go take a gander. Let's see what I did. Let's go up. Yeah! We got her. How about that? I'm pretty proud of that one. You'd think after 3 years of doing this I'd be able to just back onto these things, but it's harder than it looks. I don't know why, because unlike a regular 53-foot trailer that's basically the same width as your truck, this 16 wide, this is about 8.5 wide, so you got 3.5 to 4 feet extra, so you got feet hanging off on both sides. Wait, what would that be, 60? You got like 5.5, 6 feet extra, so you got 3 feet hanging off on both sides. It's hard to gauge where it's at, but we did a pretty good job on that one. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna get hooked up. I'm gonna set this phone down so we can get working. We're all hooked up now, and I'm just gonna do a quick final walk around, double check the lights, and go ahead and measure the house just to see where we're at, see if we're close to our permitted height or not. Now these are like a survey stick of sorts. Got measurements on both sides, but we use this side here. So we're at 13 foot, 8 and just over 8.5 in the front. So that's good, or in the back. Let's see what we got in the front. Because when this thing was leaning really hard, I had it at like 14.6 on this side. Because this was the side that was tilted up because the other side was leaning down so hard. Let's see what we got up here. So in the front we're at 14.1. So we could go down a hole. We could go down a hole and it'd probably run pretty flat level. So I guess we'll just drop her a hole, and she should be pretty level. We're permitted right at 14 foot. I know a couple of them that we did last week were running at almost 14.4, but we've ran this area long enough to know that the bridges around here, you can get away with it. Had they actually pulled me over and gotten their own measuring stick out, maybe it would have been a different story. But anyhow, I'm gonna drop this hitch down one hole, and that should put us just about plumb even front to back, and then we're good to go. Our lights are working, so I guess we're ready to get on the road. All right, we're all hooked up, we're ready to go, and we're gonna get out of here, finally. Say that again?
I was just making sure you didn't try to say anything.
We're gonna just ease on down to North Chicago and drop this thing off and go on to the next one.
Oh, you're blessed. The first one, yeah, Mini Coopers up and up that lane, and I think it's one more over.
I tell you what, though, these houses sure are heavy.
Throwing snow and ice at me.
Oh yeah, I bet you may want to just stay back a little bit or stay right up on top of it, one or the other.
No, it's not very safe.
Oh, alright. Dana was just saying I was kicking snow and ice off,
ahead. Do you remember if we lose that far right lane up here?
No, I don't, but we'll just take the zipper anyhow. Anyhow, we're gonna get it down the road, get it delivered, and get the heck out of Dodge, so. Well, we got her done, finally.
Yeah.
This is the last of the 4. Except for Dana parked me too close, and now the screw gun can't get in there to get the flag off, and she's determined to keep that flag. Even though we got a pack of 50 of them in the side box and like 1,000 screws. Well, I lied about the screws, but screws are a hot commodity. Okay, let me give you a quick tour of the shit show we've been dealing with. Right there is unit number 2. This was unit number 3. Now we got 2, number 3, and the one that Dana's flagging, getting the flag off of. This is number 4. This is the one that took us. Really, if you want to really consider every day that we worked on it, it took us like 5 days to get this thing about 200 miles. Way off yonder down there where you see all those people walking to that red van, that's unit number 1 that we did at like the start of last week. So we finally got them all delivered, and now we're gonna get out of Illinois because it's not our favorite state to be in, and then we're gonna go hunker down in Indiana because there's a chance that starting tomorrow or maybe Wednesday, hopefully by Wednesday, we're gonna be bringing 6 of these style units, except for they'll be 14 wide instead of 16. There's gonna be 6 of them, and we're gonna bring them right to this very same parking lot. And we're just gonna keep filling up their lot till their employees can't park anywhere anymore, and I don't know, they're gonna have to figure it out after that. But anyways, we're gonna flag down, we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna go have some lunch, and yeah, we're happy to be done with it. It was a pain in the butt, but we you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. We got the job done, so we're gonna finish flagging down, hook Dana's car up. She's still over there tinkering with that stupid flag. You know, we got like 1,000 of them things. All right, whatever. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you don't mind, it helps us out. We're not making anything off it, we just kind of like just showing you guys what we do for a living, because it's kind of different, keeps us on our toes, so it kind of gives you guys an idea that there's other jobs out there. You don't have to go sit in a cubicle. My cubicle is wherever I get to drive to, so yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say, so thanks for watching.